presentation. For those who have missed my last presentation, I'm going to start with that presentation so that you all have a brief idea about what all we have discussed in the previous session. I'll not take more than 5 minutes to complete the last presentation, and then we'll be starting with today's session. So let me share my screen quickly without wasting more time. I see participants are joining in. That's not a problem. Let them all join this session and learn about the cybersecurity interviews, tips and techniques. Before starting, some doubts that you have, you all can post it in the chat box. I'll be keeping a constant eye on the chat box. If you have a very long doubt which cannot fit in the chat box, you all are free to unmute and ask. Please make this session interactive as always so that I can also enjoy and learn from you all. So it's just a discussion session wherein we are going to quickly learn some new tips and techniques. So I will just hide this video panel from my screen. Okay, now it is much better. So this was my last presentation wherein we learned about what all are the challenges, what is the cybersecurity job market these days, what are the current positions where you can apply, what are some cybersecurity job roles that you have or where you can apply. Let me just take this into the full screen mode. So cybersecurity interview preparations. Let's see if you all are ready for this challenge. So we understood that the fundamentals of cybersecurity, which is CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, is something that is very important to understand when you go in cybersecurity. The first question, if you are a beginner, you are going to have in your interview would be related to CIA. This may be asked in different ways. Some interviewers may ask you directly that please tell me about CIA. And here are the definitions on your screen which you can learn, understand. I'm not going to go in depth of each slide because we have already covered this in the previous sessions. So CIA is something that is very important. If you are a beginner, 100% you are going to have this question in your interview. So what is the cybersecurity job market in India? So here is a chart which I have not prepared. I have taken it from different sources. So you all can read that, yes, indeed, there is a great cybersecurity market according to PwC India report. Now, when we talk about abroad, the foreign market for cybersecurity, again, there is an exponential growth that has been seen in cybersecurity job market. So now what are the different types of cybersecurity jobs available? I have seen people only talking about VAPT or talking about cyber forensics jobs. It is not limited to VAPT jobs or cyber forensics jobs. There are a lot of different roles for which you can apply and prepare yourself for those roles. And there are certain multiple cybersecurity jobs available. What are those? Let's just quickly revise. So first is the name or the post that you're going to see would be for cybersecurity analyst. Now, what does an analyst do? They are responsible for monitoring, analyzing, and responding to the cyber threats and incidents. It's very simple. They are actually analyzing and monitoring the security threats. Now, you can also apply for network security engineer if you have done previously CCNA or CCNP. And if you want to have a great touch in cybersecurity, then definitely you can try with this position. You're going to be the best suited for this position. You would be responsible for designing and implementing or maintaining the security of the company's computer network. The third is information security manager. You cannot be a fresher and be a manager. You need at least 2 to 3 years experience to be able to apply for this role. Security architect, responsible for designing and implementing the security infrastructure of an organization, information systems. So this is again not something that a fresher can apply. Pen tester, freshers are welcomed for this position. You may start with learning about web application pen test and apply for a penetration tester job role. Security consultants are again experts. There are very few companies who take consultants in the beginning or as a fresher. Very, very few. The sequence starts with a security analyst, then you become a consultant, then you may opt to become a security manager, and then a CISO. So this is how is the hierarchy. So consultants, very few companies I have seen who actually hire freshers and give them this designation, very, very few. Most of the companies would give you a designation of a security analyst. Now, what are do's and don'ts of cybersecurity interviews? Here is a list. Research about the company and the role before the interview. This is something that you have to do. If you don't do, then the interviewer may think that you are not interested in joining the company, or you do not have the curiosity to know about the company product, their services, their clients, etc., etc. You have to be prepared to discuss about your experience, your skills related to the job. Interviewers would not be interested in knowing whether you know swimming or no if you are applying for a pen tester role. So it is okay if you skip talking about your hobbies about reading books, watching movies, listening to music, etc., etc. It is fine. If you're going to an entertainment industry, then maybe these all experience are important. It's okay if you do not mention about the drawing competition that you have won in 3rd class, but the relevant information should be there, visible in your resume. Dressing is something that most of the IT personnel I have seen lacks. So this is your impression the first time you're going to be presented for interview. So when I am recruiting, I would definitely want to see someone professional, because it shows that how much respect you have to achieve this job. The way you present yourself is excellent, and most of the times in cybersecurity we have service based industries, so you're not going to work for the company you are hired for. You would be deployed to some other companies to test their applications, and I cannot send someone to my client who is not properly dressed. That becomes that actually portrays a very bad impression. So dress professionally, and you have to arrive on time wherever you stay. Even if you stay in western part of Bombay, you need to leave early to be reaching the interview on time. This shows that how much respect you have for others' time. You have to bring the copies of your resume, references, or any other relevant certificate. If you carry that, the physical copies, this would really be appreciated by the interviewer. Be ready to provide example of your problem solving skills and ability to work under pressure. Show the enthusiasm for the role and ask thoughtful questions about the companies and the position. It is not always necessary to ask question to the interviewer if you do not know any. If you have prepared something, prepare a sensible question which can be asked to the interviewer. I am doing this slides in a little hurry because I want to rush to my main presentation. I hope you all are fine with this pace and are able to understand.